Hi everyone, this is Trina from 𝗏𝗲𝗚 and you are tuning into episode 6 of 𝗙𝗲 of the Throne podcast. Welcome. Like, can I just say that this is so freaking awesome? Thank you so much. The podcast is slowly but surely gaining listenership. Is that the right word? You know, I'm so happy about this and I'm so grateful to have you here. I'm so happy that this vibration is calling out to you and calling you to us, to the work I'm doing and what I'm speaking about. So in this episode, I'm so excited to have sat down with Sara Willis. I first met this wonderful lady through YouTube, actually. I actually can't tell you exactly when, what year, but it was after sitting with Mother Ayahuasca for the 9 months. So maybe I found her content in 2016 or 2017. Point is, I found her. Actually, I think she found me. I really don't know. I don't remember. One of us found the other because we have both sat with Ayahuasca, Mama Aya, and we had a very similar experience with parts of our experiences with her, and we connected through that. And when we both like looked into each other's stuff, we found out we're both experiencing the twin flame journey. So we linked up because of that connection and those similarities, those synchronicities. And what can I say about Sara? You know, she does powerful work. She has a YouTube channel. So of course, as you know, all information will be provided throughout the podcast and in the description below, whatever platform you are tuning in. And I so hope that, you know, if you are listening on Apple or Spotify or whatever savvy other podcast platform there is, you know, I love that you are listening to this while doing whatever else you're doing. Maybe you're driving, maybe you're cleaning your home, or whatever the case may be. Thank you so much. Thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. And I genuinely hope that a lot of you come and tune in via YouTube, via Facebook, wherever you can visually see, because I'm now starting to do episodes that are audio and visual, so you can see me and my guest. You know, there's just like all these funny nuances. There's all these funny, subtle, cute little moments that I've been having with my podcast guests, and the camera captures that, whereas the audio sometimes doesn't. And so I have to say, in this interview, this conversation with Sara, it was one of those things, like, we're so goofy, and I think we were both picking up on each other's socially awkward, goofy energy. And so we just kept laughing, you know, randomly laughing or being really goofy with one another. And I love that I could capture that on camera, right? It's like those funny, cute little moments. And of course, the audio wouldn't catch that. And so, like, if you are listening, you know, only with the audio version, you know, you're gonna hear some weird, awkward pauses, or like, we noticed we were having tech difficulties when we did connect on Zoom. So you're gonna hear some, like, feedback, sound feedback, or, you know, there's a lag and you'll hear like her accidentally cutting me off because I didn't, you know, she doesn't know I'm still talking or I'm talking. So we have like this little like time lag and technology lag, and it's easier to read the conversation and the situation if you sit and watch and listen to us. And it's funnier too, because like, I know I was making tons of funny faces when I couldn't hear her. Just like right now, Wolfie's over here whining. I think he sees a squirrel. So if you're hearing him in the background, that's that. Yeah, anyway, so Sara's just this really down-to-earth, very, I could tell, similar in the goofiness and kind of like social awkwardness and openness as me. And she's been, you know, creating content for a while on YouTube. And she shares all these beautiful things with me in this conversation. We had no idea we would touch on some of the things we did. Like, it got really dope. I got really excited because Oh, Wolfie's over here calming down. It got really dope because Spirit is leading me to some beautiful women who are stepping into their work. They're truly stepping into like this vision that they have for New Earth structure. And it's what I'm being led to do too. Like, I'm being led to fully step in, reclaim my space, reclaim my work in a very powerful way, without doubt, without shame, without questioning, and being like, oh yeah, this is what I'm supposed to do. And no, it's not crazy. Like, this is really what I'm supposed to do, and it makes sense, and I'm gonna fully own this. Like, this is my path. And that's what's going on. And it's so in alignment with Venus, who she was retrograde for a long time. She was descending into the underworld, and now she is slowly ascending. Now she's on her ascension path and ascended into the earth star chakra. And this is about reclaiming our sovereignty, reclaiming our power. Okay? This is awesome. So, you know, come join us. You're going to hear about plant medicine. That's another similarity I'm having with all these fucking amazing women, that we are connected to plant medicine. We know the power of it. We work with it. We know that higher consciousness is in the plant kingdom and is here to serve humanity. So I'm digging that so much. Okay, you're gonna hear about plant medicine. You're gonna hear about working, you know, having to do shadow work and being grateful for it, and honoring seasons, okay? Honoring our inner seasons and the seasons on earth, honoring when we are in shadow work, and when we are, after that, we burst through and are in our like super anchored higher self doing work, right? But you have to honor the shadow work too. So you're gonna hear about shadow work. You're gonna hear about inner alchemy and being polarized. I like the way she worded that, right? You're gonna hear about how, you know, we really need to work on balancing our feminine and our masculinity. I don't know if it's going to come out backwards on the video, but left side feminine, right side masculine, okay? So femininity, masculinity, being balanced and harmonized and not polarized on one extreme or the other, because it can become toxic. It's toxic, and you're not balanced and not incorporating all of who you are if you are in one polar side or the other. Also, you're going to hear about where spirit is guiding us, what is being envisioned for New Earth and our work, and what the plans that we have that are coming up, but we're still listening to spirit on where to go with that, right? And of course, we touch on masculinity, because that, as you can see, everyone can see it now, and it's amazing. I'm so excited. You know, this energy of the goddess rising, the feminine rising, you're seeing it now in mainstream stuff, which is wild. Like, we've been doing the work for years and talking about it within our circles, and now it's mainstream, like in shows and in books and in movies. Like, the terms toxic masculinity, now people are understanding, whoa, like some of the behavior that men have been embodying is toxic, right? It's the old programming of patriarchy. It's the old program where the feminine was repressed. So now we have this whole movement of, you know, embracing femininity more. You're seeing it more like with, you know, Me Too, like being able to stand up and say, hey, this happened to me and it's not okay. You have these movements of body positivity and embracing how we look in all our shapes and sizes and colors, and it's amazing. You know, all these movements of being able to vocalize, this movement of all these female leaders stepping up. You know, these movements of mental health. Now mental health is becoming something that's not taboo anymore. Like, I know we're going through a lot of shit right now. We're going through so much shit on the planet. But the silver lining is that a lot of stuff, like false programming, is being deconstructed. The old world is being deconstructed. And so you see this rise in awareness of mental health and how important mental health is, because it is important. And it is part of spirituality. It is part of the spiritual path. You know, your emotional health, your physical health, your mental health, that all ties in with your spirituality. If you want to know more, I have a course that will be published very soon, okay? Link is here, okay? In that course, I go in depth about this and touch on all these topics for you. One thing I would like to add before we dive into this conversation with Sara Willis is, since this podcast is fairly new, I would love it if you can help support this work. If this is resonating with you, please share it with your loved ones. Please share it on your social media, wherever. And if you're listening on Apple Podcasts, please help me by leaving a rating. I didn't realize that, and I think that would help in, I guess, the algorithms or whatever. So any way you can help support this podcast, I truly appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. No, you can't see me holding my heart, but I totally am. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So without further ado, let's dive into this conversation with Sara Willis. Enjoy. Hey, you're back. Woo, we did it. I figured we might have a little tech difficulty. It's all good.
It only took us, yeah, it's 11:11. It only took us 7 minutes, so that's good.
11:11.
Or at least for me, I guess it's like 2 there.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're on the East Coast, are you?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I'm on the West Coast.
Where are you?
I'm currently living near Tacoma, Washington.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm originally from Canada, but I live in Washington.
Oh, cool. Hey, that might explain some of your features then.
Oh, why is that?
I've always been very curious about your eyes.
Okay. Yeah, so my grandmother was abandoned. We don't know where she came from, or adopted, but she was anyway. And we always thought we were Métis, which is French Canadian and First Nations. But I did the National Genome Project with National Geographic or whatever, and I'm Russian, Georgian, and Ukraine. That's where. Yeah. Yeah. So I'm Asian, kind of. Not really, but.
I probably should have paid way more attention in certain classes, but just from experience with friends in college, a lot of the Russian people I knew actually did look like part Asian.
Yeah.
But then when you like hear about the history and stuff like that, like I do like historical dramas and stuff like that. So like you'll see that, what is it, like did the Mongolians? I might be wrong, but I think it was the Mongolians.
No, you're exactly right. Yep. Yep.
Cool. Well, hi, Sara. It's like, now I'm trying to go official. Welcome to Throne Podcast.
So this is going to be put on your YouTube channel?
So yeah, this will be on my YouTube, and considering the topic, I mean, I think it should go on the podcast. I guess we'll see how it flows and see, but regardless, it will be on YouTube. So yes.
Oh, cool. That's neato. Cool. I'm so impressed.
This is actually, I mean, I've been wanting to do this for a long time, interview people, but you're actually only the second person I've interviewed.
Oh, sweet. Well, that's cool.
Yeah, I just interviewed someone last week. So
cool.
Yeah, everything's just kind of starting to come into fruition now for me with the podcast. So I have a few people lined up for literally after you. I have someone I'm going to interview at the end of the month. And then hopefully there's this one other lady I really want to talk to. So hopefully I'll be lining that up soon. But yeah, so all of this is fairly new, but
yeah, it's exciting.
Really in the flow of everything going on. So it's perfect. It's all perfect. Yeah.
That's exciting though.
Yeah, it is exciting. Since it is my second time, like from the first time last week, I noticed some things that I was like, man, I could have done that better.
Okay.
So whatever. Anyways, it's just my brain looking at analytical right now, whatever.
But I need to be more like that. That's good. That's good for you. That's good. Yeah. Good on you.
Trust me, I understand, because I can be like, wee, just like all in the wind, and like all
yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. So how was your morning?
I took today and tomorrow off, so I'm just chilling out and I'm talking with you. But yeah, I'm just having a kind of day. yeah, I guess.
Oh,
Yeah. A relaxing kind of day. It seems like I'm just resting and
that's
taking
what
phone
it
calls.
feels like today too, to be honest.
You?
It
Yeah.
feels like that today. It felt like that, I think Sunday too. I felt like, man, I don't want to do too much. I just want to like
Yeah,
lay
me too.
around.
We must be the same energy.
Yeah, dude.
Work yesterday, it was so hard. Oh, I'm so tired.
What was so hard?
Oh, just going to work. I'd like, usually it's not a big deal for me to, but yeah, I was just so tired yesterday. I'm just so, yeah, I'm exhausted. So I'm just recharging.
Do you care? Is it okay to share what you do? I actually don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. So my like 3D job is
I call it my matrix job, so I'm with you there.
Oh, there you go. I like that. Yeah, my matrix job. I'm going to take that.
Mhm.
This is really surprising. I work for the federal government for the Army, which is like, what? But I work for medicine. I work in a medical, in a hospital, in a military hospital. So I'm a secretary, a medical secretary. And then my real job or what my purpose is on the earth is to be a medicine woman. Yeah. Or prophet, medicine woman type person, Reiki.
We already are doing that. You know what I mean? In our own ways.
Yeah.
The energy now is just getting juicier and juicier. That's what I was talking about with the other chick that was on.
Oh, yeah.
We're like, oh my God, it's crazy the way the energy's been picking up. This year, like last year, I kind of felt on fire. Like doing some things, but I was, you know, the goddess was like really taking me through stuff, but it was like in a good way, right? Like
that's good.
It was great, but also of course there's always shadow work here and there. But then I just like I thought everything was gonna pick up faster, and what I'm doing now, I thought what I'm doing now was what I would be doing during the winter, and all of a sudden I could just feel the energy. The energy was like, nah, woman, you're gonna slow your ass down and you're gonna rest through the winter. So like I was like, oh.
And you're gonna what through the winter?
I'm gonna rest, slow your ass down and rest through the winter. That's exactly the energy that came in. And then there's this woman who's really good at delivering messages. I found her on Facebook and it was right on the money. Like it confirmed what I was feeling. I was like, dang it. Like a part of me was like, yeah, I'm ready to go. But I felt so tired. By the end of fall, I was like, oh God, I just want to hibernate. Like
that feeling. Yeah, it's a very real feeling. Yeah. You could try to deny it, but yeah, the cycles of we go into hibernation mode.
Yeah. But now that it's spring, it's, you know,
it's on.
It's like right? It's like turned on, and there's a lot during it. I don't know about men yet. I don't know what they're feeling or whatever, but I'm noticing women can really feel it. Since the spring equinox, it's like, woo, lady, let's go.
Yeah. I've noticed like from April to like June, especially in May, like in May, it's like, in my opinion, or what I feel is like a pinnacle where things kind of explode and then it tapers off again. But I feel like we're reaching this kind of, I've noticed the last many years of my life, almost like a decade, it's been like that. It always peaks around this time of year. I don't really know why that is. And I always have this huge like bulb moment.
Orgasm?
Well, no, it's not really pleasant. But it's good. It's like like making the darkness fun. That wasn't really good sound effect to use. It's more like, oh my God. Yeah, that's not good either. Yeah.
I mean, it is a climax. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, not sexually, but in a way, it's kind of it's like an orgasm, but it's
technically it's a release, an explosion of energy, right?
Yeah. Well, it's my light just went off. Yeah, it's like making the darkness conscious. It's like every May, around May 20th, May 25th, I have this huge revelation, and it's usually unstabling for a while, and it tapers off. Sometimes it happens in July, but anyway.
I want to know. I'm going to go look in May. What happens around May 20th?
I don't know. Like it always the shift hits the fan. The shift hits the fan for me. And I think it's the same with other people. I'm sure I'm not alone in this, but I have this huge upheaval and like just, whoa, happens around May time for me every year.
I'm remembering something.
Oh, you are? Ooh, tell me.
Okay. So it's not in my phone, and I don't know why it's not in my phone because I make sure to keep track of this, but I do know in May and then again in September, there's the Pleiadian lineup.
Oh, okay. That could be, maybe that's part of it. Yeah.
So
I know those are
it's like usually between the 17th through like the 23rd, 24th. Sometimes things happen for me a little bit before, whatever, but you know, it's still within that window. And I'm like, like I try to prepare myself, especially lately. I'm like, okay, I want some plant medicine with me. I'm gonna meditate. Like I made sure I had some plant medicine. I really wanted to tune in and see.
That's good.
That could be it for you, I wonder.
Yeah, I haven't figured it out yet, but I'm bracing myself for this May. I'm like wondering what it's going to be, but yeah, we'll see. Maybe I'll get a break this year. I doubt it, but
that's interesting. Yeah. But dude, at least you're aware of it.
Yeah, it took me a few years to catch on, but then I was like, hey, wait a minute. This always happens this time of year. Yeah. Yeah, it's good.
Like crunchy when
you feel crunchy.
I do. I feel so crunchy because sometimes I'm not like, there's things patterns I do recognize, but I'm now really paying attention to when there's a pattern within like a season or a certain month, like what you're saying, every year. So I'm now picking up on it, and the more I become more in tune, like within and like with my womb and my menstrual cycle, and trying to remember how that syncs up to earth and everything, and then I'm like, holy shit, like I had another revelation, and then I felt so corny because I was like, I know this, like why do I keep forgetting this? Like my menstrual cycle synced up again to the spring equinox, and then after that, right after the spring equinox, then I felt like all this fire, and I was like, woo, it was just like this full on fire, focused, a lot of sexual energy, but I was able to channel that into being creative and working on my goals, right? You can channel that.
Awesome. That's
so
good.
I was like, wait a minute. So because it was so like obvious, I stopped and I looked at my menstrual cycle. I looked at, the calendar. I looked at everything, and I was like,
yep.
Oh my God, what the,
know what I mean? It's all connected, yeah.
Yeah, and so I'm really just gonna make sure I continue to pay attention to that, like the seasons on Earth, the seasons within myself, everything. And it's just so funny though, because
it is funny.
We'll experience things over and over, and we recognize it when it comes, but
for
whatever reason
we forget until yeah. I think I know exactly what you're saying.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. But it's good to prayer. It's good to become awake, and it's pretty. Like I said, I'm really looking at May and this time of year to see, like, okay, life, what are you gonna bring me? And especially right now, it's such a it's a really a huge point in history where it's a very strong upheaval of so it's gonna be, I think something's in it. We'll see.
You know what, you're actually not, now that we're talking about this too, you're not the only, well, I don't really know you, I'm getting to know you, but like I have a friend who told me last year she felt like something was going to happen in May, and you're now reminding me of that. She's always I think even said that for 2 years. So I mean, that, I wonder if that's also the energy, the Pleiadian energy, but I do know that, we're in the spring equinox, and then at the end of April going into May, it's Beltane, and that's celebrated for the union of the masculine and feminine. So I wonder if it's like that energy we feel. Yeah,
I think it's something to do with that. There's the true intended purpose of the energy, and then there's the shadow of that energy. But May 1st is a huge day in the cycle.
Well, don't be afraid of it, like whatever it is.
I'm not afraid. It's just hard. It's when it happens, it's not pleasant. At least, well, maybe this year will be different. Maybe it'll be like a good thing. But usually it's like, oh my gosh, the ship has hit the fan. It always serves in the end. But like, it's just not fun. But part of life, right, is growing and learning and changing and transforming, shadow work and discovering, it's, and then afterwards you're like, oh, I'm so grateful, right? But initially it's like,
I know, like, I'm really blunt with certain things. For me, I always say it kind of feels like you took a huge shit and it feels good. You know what I mean? Like, you really relieved, like, oh, just got, like after I moved through some hard inner work, I'm like, oh, just, and then, and then you just move up higher.
Yeah. Yep, that's exactly it. Yeah, it's for a purpose, but it's not exactly fun when it's happening. I haven't had a break in a long time, but if I did, if I were to have one again, I'm sure it would be in May. Yeah, it's really weird. I understand. Yeah, it's almost like June onward is like a new year. It's not really, if that makes any sense. But anyway, very interesting. And that's maybe just my life. But like I was saying, I think I'm not the only one in that experience. So we'll see what May has in store for me this time. I don't see how much crazier it could be, but like I said, the energies are picking up hardcore, and like the earth is, we're moving into the age of Aquarius, and lots of changes have to be made. And so the dark times or the hard times are going to shift us to the better times, but it's not going to be good. I really feel like we're in tribulation, described in the book of Revelation in the Bible. I really believe we've begun tribulation, which is not fun. It has to happen.
Oh my God, this is so cool. There's like, I can't even show you because it's my desktop, but blossoms flew by my door, like a fuck ton of blossoms. So it looks like pretty snow, but it's not snow because it's sunny here. It, like little tiny flowers flying by. That was so pretty.
Yeah.
Wow, that really, I need to sit with that. This is interesting because
I feel like really
agree with you. Like, I feel, I definitely see we're observing it, right? We're seeing a ton of shit happening.
Yeah.
But at the same time, there's also like amazing, just this crazy, amazing energy that's also happening, taking place. Like those of us here that are anchoring it in, like we're experiencing it. And I mean, kid you not, like before what I'm feeling now, I went like probably whatever you're describing. I had that moment like literally right before my birthday. It was like almost a whole month, and I was just severely depressed. Like I had to move through some really hard, like a huge block, and I had to have this whole breakdown, and everything did seem like kind of horrible because when you're down in that vibration, everything's different. And then after that, it was like this huge explosion, like I said, just a huge flow of energy. So I know a huge block just was removed, and it's just this flow. But I understand where you're coming from, and that's why like I can't say, oh no, I disagree and that's not real, because
it is. A lot of it is, but a lot of it's not. A lot of it is objective. If you look around with what's happening in the world, the natural disasters and the upheaval, and the men's heart growing cold. I really feel like we're there, and the spirit of the Antichrist is here. Sorry, not trying to get too biblical, but it's really a critical point in human history, and it's really an amazing time to be alive. I think the fact that you and I the Creator chose for us to be here during this time speaks. I mean, I'm pretty honored. It's pretty incredible happening right now.
For sure. I agree. I sat down in the grass just yesterday.
Oh, sweet.
That's literally what came out. I felt like I had to do a video, so I was just like, hey.
Yeah. Hardly, or did I see? I think I watched a few seconds of one. Yeah, I see you posted a bunch yesterday. That's cool.
I had to. I'm just really behind on stuff, to be honest. Like, or I'm telling myself I'm behind on stuff. I'm probably not. It's just I haven't recorded stuff in a while, and now all of a sudden I am. And then I'm still trying to finish up editing the other podcast episode. So like I've just been editing, and I'm like, oh man, I'm just gonna upload it everywhere right now. I don't know. I know businessy people, they're probably like, you have to like upload it at a certain time so that you can get certain viewership. And I'm like, I just don't care.
Oh, really?
Out there, just whatever.
Get it out there. Yeah, I wish I could do that stuff. That's so cool. I mean, I'm sure I could if I really wanted to find out, but yeah,
Do
that's cool. I'm
what?
very,
You wish you could do what?
oh, just like, be more savvy. Like, you know, you mentioned editing. I wouldn't know. I wouldn't know the first. I mean, like I said, if I really wanted to know, I'm sure I could find out.
Yeah.
But funny thing, I'm very lacking in technology.
I mean,
But
I feel so behind, but like the editing, I taught myself. I think it was because of one
that's
freaking video. I usually don't script my videos, but for I think it was episode 2 of Blooming with Mother Ayahuasca.
Oh,
And
sweet.
it was like she was, you know, it was a stream of information coming in, so I had to write it down, and I wanted to make sure I was saying exactly what was coming through. So I ended up making a script, and then I was like, man, when I recorded it, there were a lot of awkward pauses because I had to look down and, you know, what I wrote and then look up at the camera and speak. And I was like, I'm just gonna have to teach myself how to edit. And I didn't have fancy editing software. I had my laptop and it had Windows on it. So, and Windows comes with video editor, I think it's called, or movie maker. And I just used that. And it ended up being really nice videos. So there you go. If you ever do decide you want to try, I mean, it's really, that one keeps it super simple.
Okay.
Yeah. And then later I did start getting into editing. I'm like, oh, this is fun. Like I love editing photos, but I'm not like crazy good for
skill to have.
What now?
I would say that's a very good skill to have, you know, just to be savvy and to have skills to edit things. And yeah,
if not,
I'm not worthy. I'm such a, I sometimes think like I could probably have a much bigger like YouTube channel if I did like the little pictures, but like I said, if I really wanted to, I could, but it's not really it. I know. Oh, my battery's going low. Uh-oh, did I lose you?
No,
oh, no, there you are.
I'll come back. Yeah.
Anyway, but yeah, but I really am impressed with people who know about technology. It's like, oh, that's so cool.
But I actually, the videos I've seen that you've recorded, I like them. You know what I mean? And
they're very basic. They're just like one shot.
You're getting the message out, and that's the and I think, you know, people like us, we know what we're doing. You know, we're doing it because we are here to serve. We are here to deliver messages. It's not really about looking a certain way or trying to be popular. The one thing I do pray is just, I always remember to pray, hey, you know, please let this video reach whoever it's meant to reach. But you know what I mean? Plus that would be so much time trying to, you know, I know what you mean, but yeah, I feel you on that, because like a ton of my videos don't have fancy thumbnails.
Yeah.
When I'm feeling creative, I do. Like I'll hop on an app and I mess around because I do love art. But sometimes it's like, no, I don't have time for that. Here, you handle it, Spirit.
Yeah, Spirit tells me keep it humble. Like, don't, like, whenever I'm like, Spirit, I'm gonna do this, Spirit's like, you don't need that. You just need me, and you need to be my voice, and you need to listen to what I tell you to do, and the rest will come. Like, it isn't like, yeah, Spirit tells me like it's too easy. Just show up, do it, say it, and you know, that's it. Yeah, the people who are meant to receive it will, and yeah, don't think too much into it. But yeah, I sometimes say on my channel, like, welcome to my humble YouTube. it's you know, it's really about the message from Spirit and what I'm guided to share. Yeah, so yeah, you don't need no fancy stuff.
Yeah, seriously. So I mean, thank you for following the prompt from Spirit. You know what I mean? I think you probably have had the same feelings I've had, where I mean, I don't know exactly how you'll feel Spirit come through to you, but I think that a lot of us in the beginning, we were like, at least for me, I'm like, I'm making this up. Or do I really want to, like, I think we probably all had to get over the fact of like having our face too, right? Like,
yeah, I first had about it. I woke up in the middle of the night and I had a dream, and it was and I was like, what? You know, I didn't really, but then I kept on feeling this like being led or being nudged to like, you know, you got to do it. You got to do it. Like, it was like the dream was about coaching, but like how I got to the coaching was through the channel, through the YouTube channel. But yeah, It wasn't something I felt like I was doing. It was, yeah, it was spirit kind of guiding me. Spirit was like, you know, there's people who need to hear what I'm like. Spirit was telling all this good stuff. And I was like, thank you. This is awesome. You know, and God's like, yeah, but you know, you're meant to give it to other people too. It's not just for you. Yeah. So yeah, it's been really exciting. I've really loved it. I love being a content creator. I love it. So yay. And I get to talk to people. Oh, yay.
So what are you saying about coaching? Do you coaching?
Yeah. So I'm a medicine woman, and part of my work, you know, here is doing what I call soul coaching. Okay. And that's kind of like coaching, or it's like counseling, but I'm not a licensed counselor. I'm not a psychiatrist. I'm not a psychologist. I'm not a social worker. I'm nothing like that. I'm a medicine woman. I'm a traditional healer. You know, or another way of saying it, I'm a prophet. I'm God's voice mouthpiece here on this earth. And sometimes people contact me and they need more one-on-one. So I just talk to them. When I say soul coaching, it's just me talking to my clients. Yeah. I like to call them initiates, but I haven't really defined what I'm initiating them to, but I'm working on that. But yeah, so I do soul coaching, and sometimes I do remote Reiki, and eventually I'm opening my own retreat. And so I'll have my clients come to me, to my physical home. Yeah. So
thank you for sharing that with me, dude. Seriously. Yeah. I'm telling you, okay, hold on. Let me share this with you so that way you can get excited too. Okay. So like I said, I thought that I was going to be doing stuff last year. I was like, oh, I'm getting excited. I can do more of this, which is, you know, I thought I would be recording more podcast episodes. I'd be creating more content for YouTube, that I'd have my online university out already and some other stuff. And then it was just like, no, you need to rest now. And it was just like, rest, take care of yourself. And I'm like, man. So then springtime comes around, and this explosion of energy, and I'm led to women. Like I got to meet some women in person, which is huge for me because I'm a hermit. I'm straight up a hermit and don't go anywhere. And I've never met anybody in this city that I resonate with. It's not, this isn't the like ultimate place I want to be. And it's just like, there's just not that I know of people that are in the same vibration and have the same understanding, blah, blah, blah. So anyways, I got invited to this women's gathering for spring equinox, and I was just like, oh my God, I felt so blessed. I was like, oh, yeah, that sounds awesome. This is amazing. And it just confirmed a lot. And then after that, it was just, like I said, that explosion of energy. And then the chick I interviewed last week, she found me, and she also has stuff that she's literally just about to come out with. So she tells me about her mystery school. She got a vision for a mystery school. And wow. Already has her medicine line. She already has some books out. She and just started kind of like this lifestyle brand called Naked Starseed for starseeds, but it's taking it into the mystery school. There's that. And then there's this other woman I've been like really pulled to, and she hasn't been on I haven't interviewed her yet, but we got to talk yesterday. And when we were just getting to know each other, I tell her about my online university so I was sharing with her about the university, and she got excited and was like, no way, I'm actually, you know, I already kind of do that, but I realized maybe I should create a school. So there's that. I'm like, wow. So I just feel like, I was like, okay, I can see where this is going. I can see where spirit, the universe, God, the goddess is leading me to certain women, right? And then look, I'm trying to chat with you, and then you bring this up. So first, you're bringing up that you already like, you facilitate and guide people through, you know what I mean, their healing, their evolution. Yeah. These other women, they're just like
the lady you met in your city. The lady you met, is she in your city?
No, these two women are I met some amazing women at that gathering, and I have yet to sit down with them. But the two women that I got to speak with recently, one is now in Guatemala.
Oh, wow.
Originally from UK. Yeah. And then one is in Colorado. So they're not here, but it's just amazing the way we're being brought together, right? Yeah. Share each other's dreams, and it's similar. Yeah. And then now you're telling me that you're coaching, but also you were like, well, I want to call them initiates, but I don't know really what. And to me, that makes sense. And to me, it does. And I kind of already have a sense of it.
Oh, cool. Maybe.
I remember when I was sitting with Mother Ayahuasca, and I felt like she was taking me through initiations. Like my ancestors, my guides were taking me through, but I didn't understand it at the time, but I knew I was going through initiations. And I would get prompted to show up like in all white sometimes for
wow.
And like everybody, like certain people in the group would be like, huh, like they would notice like, what's going on? I'm like, I'm just doing what I'm being told. But it all started to unfold later. But so like kind of to me, it's ringing a bell when you're saying initiates.
Yeah.
Then wow, I got really excited. And then okay, you just shared that you want a retreat. Which is
I started next August for the Run the Lionsgate portal. It's around 8/8. Yeah, it'll be my first retreat. So yeah.
Say that one more time. Say that.
Oh, I said it's gonna take place every year around the Lionsgate portal, so around 8/8, and so the first one will be next August.
This year?
No, 2022. I wish it was this year. I have to move out first. My daughter just, we're moving. We're going our separate ways, so I have to find I have to find a house to rent. So
yeah, wow, that's amazing though. I freaking love the Lionsgate.
Yeah, me too. It's it really feel that energy kind of encapsulates the medicine I'm going to be working with, which is encapsulates. Sorry, I can't talk. 𝗏𝗏𝗃𝗏 or San Pedro. That's the medicine I'm going to be using.
Ooh, I've actually never been able to sit with San Pedro.
Oh, really? You should, well, it's my favorite. That cannabis, but cannabis doesn't offer soul healing or whatever, but San Pedro does. Yeah, it's my favorite.
Okay, we definitely have to talk more later because this is awesome. Because it's awesome because ultimately what I'm being led to do, what I'm doing now, but I'm also going to be starting women's gatherings too.
Oh, that's awesome. That's
cool. Mama Aya, like we're gonna work with Mama Aya.
Really?
Yeah.
Whoa. Oh my.
Can you?
You're gonna have huh?
Like, can you imagine it just being only women? Like,
I feel like, does that exist? I feel like I've heard, but I mean, yeah, that needs to exist. Does that already? Yeah, that's powerful. When women come together naturally, it's a healing. I mean, it's very powerful. That by itself, but Mother Aya with it, like the master. I'm saying,
can you imagine? Because like I've been to maybe
that's powerful.
Only two women, like where it's only been women. It's solely for women. I've only been to two, but it's always powerful. Like
when women, or it's like it's an energy takes on its own energy. Yeah, it's really really powerful. But I've never experienced it for myself, so you know better than I do.
Oh my gosh. Every woman fucking needs to, because I'm telling you, like
I agree.
Like I said, I was in the pits and I almost didn't go because of how I was feeling, and I was like about to menstruate, but I was like, no, I got invited, and I never get invited to something, and I didn't even know there's people who like this stuff too. Go, Trina, go. So I mean, my mind was telling me so strongly, don't go. It's like making excuses, but I got up early and I went, and I'm so glad I did, because after that I was like, why? I mean, I already knew, inside I've wanted to do this for a long time anyways, but it's like, I guess it's a remembering, like a recollection. Like I remember being around a bunch of women and us, lifting each other up and singing and dancing and talking, and then I finally got to go to one, and I was like, oh my God, it's everything and some. Like it's just I felt so like on top of the world. And I guess, I know it's because feminine energy, we are so nurturing, we are so loving, we're so gentle, our compassion. And when a woman is not in a place of dysfunction, she's not judgmental, so we're all holding space for one another. We can slowly open up and talk about things and feel comfortable in our own skin, and no one's judging no one about how they look, what kind of body they have, just whatever, I mean, it's just total acceptance, just compassion and like giving each other hugs and telling each other how pretty we are. And then like, you know, like doing blessings. That was one of my favorite, like before we started anything, they went around and cleansed everybody with sage, rattle. Oh my God, that rattle. Like when the woman like did the rattle by my ear, I immediately shifted into a different vibration and kind of like, I felt myself walk into a completely different dimension. I could tell I was being initiated into something, and I was like, oh my God. So
yeah, rattles are powerful. I'm using rattle at my retreat too. Reiki, I call it rattle and Reiki. I do rattle and Reiki.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah.
Oh my God, this is so exciting.
Yeah, I'm so excited. I feel like in a way it's kind of like
I don't think you understand how excited I am.
Oh, yeah, you should totally come to one if you can. I hope you can. I really, that'd be awesome.
This is there's totally a reason for all this.
Yes.
Because absolutely. I think we're going to talk about this. I mean, I think we're supposed to be talking about like the. I mean,
I was going to say we're going to talk about
masculine, but
yeah.
Holy crap! I remember you told me you also have only an hour. So how are we doing on that? Like,
so what time is it? Is it? Yeah, I don't have a
clock. For me, it's 2:47. So I'm guessing it's 11:47 for you.
Yeah. Probably talk for another like 15-20 minutes, but yeah, I gotta eat something, then I have another appointment coming up. But yeah, how much time do you have? Do you want to talk for like 20 more minutes? Or
I'm good. So I'm here to spend time with you. So, but this thing wants to cut us off. I'm gonna.
Oh, what? That's so weird.
It's never done that to me before. So I'm gonna end the call. But all you have to do is just click that link again. It should let us just redo it.
Okay. All right.
We got this. You're getting the hang of this. I didn't even have to email.
Oh, that was easy.
Yeah. Isn't it way easier on the phone?
You're like popping my technology cherry. I love it. I'm sorry. You're making it so easy. Yeah, sorry. This is really, I'm really happy we did this because I feel like I'm more technology savvy somehow. I'm sure I'm not, but
you are, and you might need to do in the future with what you're going to be doing. So
yeah, that's true. Yeah, good call. Yeah.
All right, Sarah, since we have like 10-15 minutes, let's do this. Because it is important.
Yeah.
And I've been trying to express in my
video you made. When was that video that I saw? Was that like a year ago? Yeah, it really spoke to me.
Man, it was like, dude, I think it was 2 years ago. Can you
two years ago? No way.
No. I'm sorry.
I can't remember.
It was spring of last year.
It was what?
It was spring of last year. I've gone through so much within a year that it feels way longer than that.
Okay, yeah, that happens. Yeah.
So yeah. I think that what we need to say is important because in last year Mars went retrograde. Mars went retrograde for a long time, and it really affected the masculine collective deeply. And so I think Mars is correct, but what you wanted to like expand on, I really think you should talk about it because it's, you know what I mean? It's relevant now. Noticed it last year. So
well, what I feel like when I say we're dawning on the age of Aquarius, like that 70s song or whatever, like so a lot of people ask me, well, what does that mean? And I guess it means a lot, and probably a lot of it I don't understand or even know or aware of it yet, but I do know it's a rising of feminine and masculine energy. So that's why it's important to talk about it, because we have to make the wounded or immature masculine be made aware, and then we have to rise in our own divinity of our masculine and feminine. So that's what the age of Aquarius means to me. Yeah, I'm sure, like I said, there's more to it than just that. Yeah.
Well, it's a huge part of it, I feel, because once more humans become aware that we have masculine and feminine energy within us, you know, the human race becomes more balanced, right? And more balanced, you are living a much more conscious life. You're living in a higher vibration. And I think we all know just when we think on the age of Aquarius and tapping into it, we know it's some kind of renaissance. We know it's a whole new way of living. To me, it's new earth. Like to me, you know, age of Aquarius, it's new earth. And new earth is living consciously on planet Earth in 5D, you know.
Yeah. And I feel like the tribulation, what I mentioned earlier about we're in the tribulation period, I feel like that's necessary to birth that new earth. Unfortunately, I hate that we have to, but I feel like we have to go through that in order to birth it. Yeah.
But it makes sense too, though, right? Because we literally just got done talking about inner work, and you know, you were aware you got a pocket of time where you're gonna go through something, and I talked about I was depressed a short while ago, like the going through that. And I mean, you look out in nature and that's exactly what happens, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's a good point. Yep.
You know what I mean? Nature,
totally.
through winter, things have to shut down, things have to hibernate, things have to die.
That's a great point. Yep.
It's just, but it does suck, because I mean there are crazy, it does. It does suck, and trust me, I've been through some shit. So I know I've been through some stuff that I'm like, oh my god, this is just horrible.
Yeah, it's not.
But like I was sharing with Scarlett, I wouldn't even take it back. Like,
that's how I feel. I feel like I went through hell, but I wouldn't take it back. That's actually what I said in my last video about twin flames, how they must separate. Yeah, it's been really hard, this journey, but yeah, I wouldn't trade it for anything, because I rose in my own divine masculine energy. And that's really what, that was a huge, not all of it, but that was a huge part of my healing, was embracing my masculine or my alpha energy.
Right?
Yeah, because without it, you're unbalanced and you're polarized. And that's what I feel like is right now. We're too polarized as a human species. We need to become more balanced. Yeah,
I agree. And I don't know what it's like for many women. I don't know what it was like for you. And if we don't have time to expand on that, we need to do another call, because this is actually
we should
way more. Yeah, because for me, my thing was, yes, really embracing and honoring my masculine. And with the masculine, it's facing that extreme fire that I have, the anger. For me, it was anger, because you know, my whole life I've been around a lot of people, like in my family, and then guys I dated, where they didn't know how to control their anger.
Boy, I know what that's like. Yep.
Yeah, and so like,
and
I hate it. I'm so sensitive, and I come from a family that, you know, that was / is, I don't know, actually now I'm like kind of keep my distance from some family members, but you know, growing up there was dysfunction even when I wasn't aware of it, and I got older, I became aware of it. But because of things I witnessed, and then like dating, like I just don't like that extreme aggression. It like makes me really, you know.
I feel that speaks to that person being too polarized. Like if they were more grounded or balanced in their feminine, they wouldn't be that harsh. But so many masculine dominant men, or women too for that matter, they're too masculine, and they don't have the softness and compassion, and they don't realize that softness and compassion is so healing when it's balanced, when it's used properly. That's so healing. And vice versa for me, though, I had to become more masculine, and that was so healing and beneficial to me. It's huge. It's not talked about, it's not taught. But I remember too, when my awakening happened, that was a huge part of my awakening. God was showing me like the feminine and the masculine. And I was like, what do you, like, I don't get it. Like, why? And God was like, you don't know now, but soon one day you will know. And that was huge for me, is the balancing of the feminine and the masculine. It's huge. That's a huge thing what I talk about when I coach my people, or my clients or whatever. A lot of them are feminine dominant, or a lot of them are omega dominant people. I've never coached or dealt with the masculine. I'm sure I will at my retreat. But anyway, it's all. And so I really coach them how to embrace and rise in their own divine masculine, or their divine alpha, because that's what they're missing. Yeah.
That's cool. Yeah. And it's a journey. And
Yeah, it's getting deeper and deeper. It's not like I'm an expert. I'm still discovering, and rising in my own divine, both of them. But yeah, it's huge though. It's a huge game changer, really, when you know that you have access to this other way of thinking and feeling and being and reacting and responding. It's huge. It's a game changer.
What was it that you experienced that helped you understand that? Because answer that for me.
Oh, I don't even I remember God was showing me through videos and images, and I was and I felt like God was leading me. I guess it wasn't until my twin broke up with me or discarded me, or my twin, that whole anguish I went through. That's when I really became
I think I remember. If it's the same person, and that's how we found each other, that video. Yeah.
That's when I actually when I first was hell, but then after a while I'm I'm different, and when I could really articulate what was different or changing about me, I realized I'm becoming more masculine, and I've changed so much. I'm still woo dust fairy in the wind kind of. I'm still very feminine, but I'm so much more masculine now. I think of things more logically. I got into politics more. I'm way more don't fuck with me, don't test me, whereas before I really struggled with that. So yeah, that's really, so the twin flame journey helped me to become more masculine, which is or divine masculine, not wounded masculine, but divine masculine. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. That's beautiful. Thank you.
Yeah, it is. You're welcome. Yeah. It's
that's honestly, I wanted to know. I didn't want to assume, but I was wondering if it was connected, because it was similar for me. It was 2015. 2015 was a really huge year of initiation, and at first I didn't have words for what I was experiencing. But I could feel things happening, had a lot of visions and dreams, and felt presence around me. And then I had the opportunity to start drinking, the tea. And wow, as I say, that is so cool. Oh my God.
What happened?
3 huge birds. I'm not sure. I know I'm connected to falcon and hawk.
Oh, sweet. Me too.
I don't know exactly. Sometimes I get confused. I'll be like, which one is that? 3 huge birds just flew by. Oh my God, that's
sweet.
So easy.
There's a meaning behind it.
Yeah, 3 is my number. So yeah, I know.
Oh, sweet.
So
cool. That's the most powerful number.
2015, I began sitting with Mama Aya, and there's so much I know that I still need to share with people, and it too. It's there's so much
never ending. It's never ending.
Yeah, it's hard to put it into words what you experience. In one sitting. So, and thing is, I sat with her for 9 months, almost 2 times a month. So it's there's just there's so much that I know that I'll get better, and plus I need to. I usually just do it when spirit prompts me to share. But so during that time with her, that's when it started to become more evident. My guides showing me stuff, but also was the beauty of the group I was with. They would sing songs about, a king. They would sing it in Portuguese, but they would sing about a man, a king, and then the woman, and so they would also sing about the feminine energy and the masculine energy, and they would stress it a lot, but they wouldn't just blatantly tell you why. And that really, really helped me to integrate. And so I started to realize, oh shit, I'm integrating my masculine, feminine, and then I started yoga teacher training at the same time. And I was hey, you know what? I'm gonna during yoga teacher training, I really, really, my goal is to integrate my masculine and feminine energy. And even when I said that, a part of me didn't fully understand it, but that's what came out. And
it's funny. That was my twin's intention for sitting with ayahuasca. Was, I don't know if he's actually done it. I pray to God one day he does, but yeah, was to integrate and balance into his feminine energy. And I had no clue, but my role was to vice versa for the masculine energy. I had no clue at that time. It's he knew more than I did. Wow. But yeah, that was intention, because I think he knows he's too polarized in his masculine energy. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I feel like these balancings of the energy, it's so simple when you really think about it, but it's so profound. I feel like sometimes I wonder or wish if I could like teach children this, because if children really understood what polarity they are, they would know what they need to work on, and to recognize it in other people. I don't know, it wouldn't change everything, but it would help a lot if we knew about these things. Yeah.
I keep feeling like I think, I don't know, I think it might just be not just me. I keep feeling like I'm seeing like a violet energy.
Huh? What?
Like I'm looking at you, but out the corner of my eyes, it feels like I could see violet energy back here.
Oh, on you or on me?
I don't. Well, I thought it was.
Well, I'm an indigo. I'm an indigo soul.
Say what?
I'm an indigo soul, so maybe you're picking up on my aura, because I have a deep violet. Well, it's blue, but it's very deep. It's indigo.
Oh yeah, I figured. I stopped putting like labels, but
yeah,
I'm like indigo. Indigo is totally starseed. I mean, obviously we're obviously very old souls that incarnated on Earth to handle shit. Let's just put it.
Yep, pretty much. Yep, that's exactly it. Yeah, in a nutshell. Yeah.
Oh man, how about like, I feel like it might take longer if we shared how someone who is more polarized in their masculinity, how the biggest thing for me, that I can just say, but then we would have to talk about it more later, or maybe people who are listening or watching, they can then write to us, leave comments or whatever. But the biggest thing I noticed was surrender.
Yeah, when I start my retreat, I'm gonna hold up the strength card, which is the Leo card, and I don't know if you know that tarot card. It's the lady petting the lion. You don't. Well, anyway, the strength card, or it's also corresponds to Leo. It's this woman petting a lion, and she's overtaking or overpowering the lion, not with her masculinity, but with her femininity. She's using her softness to overcome or overpower. And that's a huge thing before ceremonies, to teach people, you really have to surrender. And that's really opening up your feminine, being receptive to and surrendering. And that's a huge powerhouse of the feminine, is the surrender or the receptivity, It's huge.
It is.
Yeah. Because that's where the miracles happen, I feel, is when we surrender to the heart. Yeah.
I'm with you there, because you got to think of, you don't even have to think about it. It's our mind, right? And our mind, to me, is masculine. So
yeah, totally. Yeah, our heart. Yeah.
To spirit, to your heart, allow things. I find that is in my observation of men who are kind of like stuck in some toxic masculinity. I feel like that's one of the harder things for them. And
yes, that's so true. Yeah, it's hard for them to surrender and let go. I have one masculine coming to my retreat next year, and I'm curious to see how that's gonna unfold for him. But yeah,
it's like all women and one man.
No, so it's going to be for men and women, but I just automatically, I can't help it. I automatically just try to figure out what a person is, whether they're alpha or omega. And I know this gentleman, I've known him for like 20 years, and he's for a number of years, I thought he was omega, but I was wrong. He's actually an alpha. He's a masculine, and he needs healing. And yeah, he's also a male. But yeah, so I'm wondering how he's going to do with the healing, because it's really about opening up, surrendering to the heart, and the feminine energy. He's polarized in his masculine. He doesn't have any feminine energy. So
I'm sure it'll be
but for the other people,
if he's showing up, it's going to be transformative for him.
I'm sure. Well, I hope it will be. I'm sure he'll get something. Yeah, we'll see what happens with that. Yeah, my YouTube channel, these people are going to talk about their experiences, so that's another vision for my channel. So yeah, definitely check in for that, because that'll be very powerful videos of these people's testimonies. But yeah, I'm curious to see how it's going to be from. It's a lot harder for masculine dominant people, whether they be female or male. It's a lot harder for them to let go. Yeah, it's the masculine or the alphas are really, I'm still learning about it. They're very they're very different from the feminine, like that book Women
I
are
like
feminine.
that you're saying alpha. I mean, I've honestly never heard it that way. So you're saying alpha.
Well, yeah, in the Bible it says I am the Alpha and I am the Omega. And what God's saying in that Bible verse is basically I am the feminine and I'm the God and the goddess, because we've kind of erased the feminine. So
Right.
when the Bible says I am the Alpha and the Omega, it means I'm feminine and masculine. I'm both, you know. Yeah. I also say sometimes the matrix and the spirit person too. So this gentleman is matrix dominant. Yeah.
Right.
Which is nothing wrong if you have the feminine. There's nothing wrong to be masculine dominant as long as you have the feminine too. But if you don't have the feminine, you're toxic and you're hurting people and you're hurting yourself. Yeah. But the feminine, it's the other way around. They're hurt anyway. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Just different words for describing the same thing. Yeah. It's not really feminine or masculine. It's just one's the defense principle and one's the non-aggression principle. That's another way of looking at it.
Right.
And
I mean, I understand what you're saying. Because of things that happened early on in my childhood, I like shut down the feminine side of me. And I remember it. And my parents remembered that I used to be very, very feminine and loved being in nature and everything, but then just stress and trauma and then school.
Yeah, trauma forces somebody into their polarity. Typically, it forces them into their dominant polarity. That was totally my case. I was so polarized in my femininity. But yeah, trauma.
Oh no, it was like the opposite for me. I ended up like,
okay, yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, I'm sure that does happen.
I ended up having my masculine, but I didn't know it.
Protect yourself. Yeah.
I would have the masculine forward for so long and extremely logical, but then I clearly see it. Then there would be times where I didn't know it at the time, but my femininity would come out and I was extremely feminine, but still so much about my femininity I didn't understand and had so much more masculinity, but I wasn't, well, I have to be honest. So there were certain toxic masculine traits, like an attitude, had a bad attitude, but just super logical and completely shut down like my spirit. And I did that for multiple reasons, because it, you know, spirit kept coming to me, guides even kept coming to me, and I would just freak out. Honestly, I would just freak out because I didn't want to see, and I didn't want to know what my purpose was, because I thought it was going to be frightening, to be honest. I thought I was just going to see like scary shit all the time. So I just kept shutting down my spiritual side and my feminine side. But in 2011, 12, it was like, nope. All right, you're going to go through all this crap, and you're just now you need to I had to completely surrender. So that's I had to learn the lesson of surrender, completely let go. And then it just started to unfold like so magically that I was like, holy shit, true magic is real. Like, what? Why does everybody else know about this? And I mean, yeah, and then that's it's like I fully integrated, and then so many codes were just activated instantly in 2012.
Oh, sweet. Wow. Yeah, 2012 was a very turning point.
Yeah. So
wow, what a journey you've been on. Yeah, that's interesting you said that. Yeah, it makes sense. Yeah, that you would want to defend yourself. Yeah. Wow.
Oh yeah. Like I was the chick when younger. I had the bad attitude and like, you better not fuck with me, like get out my fucking face thing. Like,
yeah, I didn't have that at all. I was more like just I had no boundaries. I was the complete opposite. But now I have boundaries. Now I'm more like that, like what you just described.
Well, to a degree, it was a little bit too much for me.
It's polarized. You're not. It's not about.
I had to learn that I was like getting defensive sometimes for no reason.
Yeah, and that's with the trauma. Trauma will make people do that for sure. Like I definitely had my defense mechanisms, but it wasn't really a defense. But I had my own. Trauma will cause someone to do a lot of crazy things, or a lot of things that like doesn't make sense. But you think you're just protecting yourself. You're doing what you think you need to do, but you're not living a full life when you do that. And
Oh yeah.
Preaching to the choir, I'm sure.
What?
I said, I'm preaching to the choir. I'm sure you know exactly what I'm talking about.
So I'm like, yeah. But we have to remember, like, I'm agreeing with you, but people are going to be listening and watching something. This is good for them.
That was for the viewers.
Yeah. I know it's weird, like, because in the other interview, I got so into the talk with her that I forgot people were going to be watching it. So
sweet. That's cool.
Something I stopped. I looked at the camera and I was like, for the viewers.
yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Must have been a good talk. That's cool.
Well, this is a good talk too. That's why I keep forgetting that we're recording. So
yeah. I know. I can't wait to see it. It's gonna be funny to watch. We'll see what people say.
It'll be fun. It's actually been really fun. Like I do enjoy editing. So
that's so cool. I'm so jealous. That's awesome.
Don't be.
Like I said, if I really wanted to, I could. But I think that's so cool that you're into that. That's gonna make you more successful, I think, on the road. Yeah, it's such a creative outlet too, right? It's fun.
Yes, I think that's one of the huge reasons I like it, because I love reading, I love drawing and stuff. But then when I started branching into this, it's so fun. Like I'm like, ooh, it just gets me excited. I'm like, ooh, I don't know. I just get really excited about little things. So yeah, it definitely is a creative outlet when I'm not. When I'm not painting, and I love painting. So if I'm not, this is another way for me to be creative for sure.
Oh, cool. That's good. Very good. That's a great way, because it's benefiting others. You know, that's huge. That's huge.
Thank you.
Cool. Yeah, you're welcome.
I'm gonna keep you aware of the time, because I know you have stuff to do. So
yeah, what time is it?
It's 3:13 on my end.
Okay, so yeah, should we start wrapping up, or do you want to start deciding?
Yeah, there is one last question I want to ask you, because I'm curious, and maybe others are, and I'm sure it's going to be a fast answer. I'm excited about what you have going on. Like this is just more like reaffirming for me, confirmation for me, and maybe other people too, because when I was talking with the other ladies, I'm like, this is exactly what the earth needs. This is what new earth is, like what we're going to be creating. I'm curious to know if you know yet, like, do you already have a plan, like where your retreat will be? Is there a certain place? Like, will it look a certain way? Is it like going to be on land, or is it going to be somewhere? You know what I mean? Like, just where? What's? Do you know that yet?
So, I do know God's making a house for me, or God's going to find a place for me, but I know it'll be perfect for what I need. But basically, it's going to be just a regular house with a backyard near where I live right now.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. Yep. And I'm going to rent it most of the year, it'll just be me living there. But for 1 weekend a year, people are going to come to so yeah, it's only 1 weekend a year. Yeah.
That's amazing. And I'm like, I'm right there with you. Like I've been feeling it for a while now. I know we're not going to be here long, and I don't know where our home is, but I feel it out there. I know it's good. You know what I mean? It's like what you're saying, God's preparing it, creators.
Yeah. Yeah. God's like, don't worry, I'll find a perfect one for you when it needs to be. I hope there's like a body of water. I don't know if that'll happen. That'd be cool if there's a stream or something. But if not, it's a backyard. Yeah. Vision board would be cool. I have a vague idea what it's going to look like, and I keep checking different websites, and I have an idea of what it's going to be. But yeah, it's going to be, it'll be just it'll just be a little place of backyard, like some grass. That's all I need. Awesome. Yeah, I have the tents all picked out. One of my tents is like a little teepee tent. Yeah, it's going to be cool.
Oh, that's going to be awesome. I love it. Like, I haven't personally been in one yet, but like, I'm on that side for sure. Like, I'm
ayahuasca and 𝗏𝗏𝗏, we did in a huge teepee. It was really
cool. Yeah.
It's a tent teepee, but the actual ceremony we'll make a medicine wheel before, and we're going to do it in the medicine wheel.
Cool.
Yeah. Yep, I'm excited. I still have a lot to prepare though. Like the spirit's still, it's still not quite ready yet. So anyway, yeah, I'm excited. I'm so excited.
I'm excited for you. I'm serious. I'm dead serious. I was like telling you I'm excited. I'm excited for her name's Virginia.
And I'm excited for the videos too, because I think the videos will be, to see my channel, like finally it'll be someone else besides me talking on my channel, but that'll be huge because it'll move other people like, like I can heal, God did give us resources to heal. If they can do it, I can do it, and that's going to be really tough.
When you said that earlier, what you're saying is that you're going to have like testimonials. Is that what you were saying?
If they want to, they don't have to if they don't want to, but before they leave, I'm going to set up my video, and I'll just say, if you want to, like, share your experience, like what happened for you, what was healing for you.
No, I'm yawning. I'm sorry.
Oh, I know. It's becoming the middle of the day. Sorry. Yeah. So it'll be, if they want to, they can share there. And I'm sure at least one or two will want to, and that's going to be huge huge, powerful testimony on my channel. Yeah.
Oh my God. Like I hear my echo. Am I talking really loud?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. Like my partner gifted me this condenser mic. I've always wanted one. So like I was hoping it makes my sound good, not too loud, not too low.
No, you sound perfect. You sound very
good. Okay, good.
Not very different from the computer conversation. You sound like you sound like a robot. I'm like, you too.
Yeah, we both did. Funny. You totally sound like a robot.
I was like, how's this gonna work? Yeah, you sound great though on the phone. What a difference.
Well, thank you so much for being here. I don't want to keep, because I know you need to eat and all that, but
yeah, we should totally. Yeah, thank you for having me. It was great. Yeah, I've been wanting to talk to you for a long time, and it's just how I thought it was going to be. Because you're another divine feminine. But yeah, definitely email me, and maybe we can do this again soon. I'd love that because I feel like I still feel like there's a lot to talk on. Like, and I kind of want your input too about the wounded masculine or the immature masculine, and just it's still a conundrum to me. I know a lot about it, but there's still a lot that I don't understand, and maybe you would know.
I think I actually, you just saying that, I think I do. Like because of, I guess, the way I am, I don't know, well, just how I observe things. Like I do like to look into it and deconstruct things, and
and you probably have
just like what you said, a lot of it really just comes from trauma. Masculine really is, and you have to think about it. This is like, I guess we could leave it on this note and people be like, no more. But it's true, guys, like really. And this is a huge reason why, Mother Ayahuasca, my guides, the goddess wanted me to do this podcast is to help the masculine what's going on and rise back into their harmony, and both of us to come into harmony, because this is no more about the blame game. Like that needs to go out the window, and we all need to be taking responsibility for our actions and we're seeing in ourselves and all that good stuff. But the masculine, we need to come to an understanding that the masculine has just been under so much shit for so long. They've been programmed for so fucking long, and I think it's so horrible. Like,
it is horrible.
And I get to sit down and ask my partner all kinds of questions, and he'll let me into the masculine psyche, and or his friends or other people, and I'm just like, and then when I meditate on it, and it's really sad, it's horrible, because like men have been programmed for so long.
Yeah, we both.
And then part of that programming, a huge part of that programming in our society, is telling a man not to feel when they're a kid. Baby.
I was just gonna say that, like from a very young age, boys like don't cry, boys don't cry, boys don't express emotion. That's crippling
it's so crippling. My partner told me, he was like,
and that really is part of why masculine people are so polarized in their masculine, because they were taught that it was unacceptable.
Oh yeah.
And that's so wrong.
I literally had like a friend of his last week was going through some hard stuff, and we went to help him, and he kept choking, and we could tell he wanted to cry. And we're like, hey, you've been through some hard stuff, just let it out. And he was like, no, you don't show your feelings, you don't cry. And I'm like, hey man, it's okay.
Yeah, that's not true. The divine masculine or divine alpha does express emotions, and
like, let it out. We're not going to judge you. It's okay. And he kept fighting it. And so he was like,
you got to surrender. You got to surrender.
Yeah, I was like, he goes, can I please have a hug? I was like, of course you can have a hug. And then when I hugged him, he broke down crying. Like he finally allowed himself to cry. So it's huge. We can definitely dive into that more for sure.
Yeah, I think we need to. I think we have to. I think we kind of owe it to, I think we should. We have to.
So much. You know what? When I get off this call, I'm going to send you a link, because this is this dude is I think he's from the Lakota tribe.
Okay.
Oh my God, I freaking love it. So actually it's probably going to be more than one link. I think I made a playlist, but I'm going to send you something, and it's really interesting.
Creator, or who is it? Is it a YouTube creator?
I think he's actually known. Oh my God, what is his name? Morning. Oh, I always want to call him Morning Star because of Venus, but something.
Okay.
But anyways, he's known because I remember finding his thesis paper for college back when I was trying to do research on, you know, different star systems to try and jog my memory of like where I've been in the past. And then I just, you know, I didn't fully read his paper, but I read most of it. And then that was years ago, lady. That was like back in 2012. And then just last year, my friend sent me this YouTube video, and it was him. And he introduces himself, tells you who he is. And I'm like, oh my God, I know who he is. Oh, Robert Morningsky. His name is Robert Morningsky.
Oh, yeah.
I'm pretty sure that's his name. He is the grandson of one of the indigenous men who was there at oh my God, what is it called? Like back in it was New Mexico or Mexico when the ET landed and then the government covered up. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Area 51?
It does have to do with that, but oh my God, why is my mind going blank? All right, I'm gonna make sure I put it in the links for everywhere. People who are listening, and then I'm gonna send it to you. But anywho, he has this. Yeah. He ends up going into like, he has videos where he talks about him and like what really happened. Than R, but he has other videos where he talks about the beliefs of the Lakota, like of the masculine and feminine, and how the feminine is honored. Like, you know, they truly believe
the divine masculine also honors or worships the feminine. If in its true rightful place, that's what the masculine is meant to do, is honoring and worshiping. I think
you're gonna like what you hear, because
I'm sure I will.
He like talks about how they believe God is a woman. It's not a man, it's a woman. And it goes, I think
both, but it's definitely a woman. I mean, that's the that's how everything is. I think it's both. But in the Western world, like the feminine has been completely erased. You know, the feminine and the masculine are both equally. They're just so different, but they're both God. They're both expressions of God, and one cannot exist without the other.
Yes, thank you. Yes, and that's why this podcast is what it is. She of the Throne. It comes from Isis name, which is a whole
that's the mother goddess. When I would start any of my ceremonies, I'm going to begin with Heavenly Father, Divine Mother, because we need to honor both.
Yes,
God is both Alpha and Omega.
That's beautiful. That's actually that's like our prayer in pranic. So you do Reiki, I do pranic, and pranic healing, that's one of the prayers we do. We open with Heavenly Father, Heavenly Mother. We call on divine guides and stuff like that. But we acknowledge both. Awesome.
The idea that God's a man, I feel like needs to be, God's also feminine or a woman. It's both. They're both.
Oh, it's being deconstructed. Everything's being rewritten, and that's where we're at now.
Yes, so true.
Age of Aquarius.
Yep.
You said
Bring
it yourself in the beginning, so.
Pardon me? Yeah.
I said you said it in the beginning. That's
what it's all leading to. That's what I feel ultimately that's the end goal. I feel like you and I and other people are ushering in this new age, the new earth, or the age of Aquarius. That's what we have other purposes too, but I feel like tantamount, that's the biggest mission that we all have, is ushering and helping people bring in these energies to bring in the new earth. Because we're meant to be going we've never been before, and I knew this for a long time, and I was like, how are we going to get there, God? And now I know we're going to get there, because with the tribulation, with the horrible stuff we're going through, it's so needed. But I didn't. It's all for a purpose.
How are we going to get there, God? It's so true though. Like,
well, for
I
years,
know what you mean. Like I've felt that this whole time. Like I know I'm here, and I know, like I've always known that the work I'm here to do and what I'm doing, it's obviously a different vibration, right? What's in the
right.
Room. Yes. And I'm just always wondering, like,
how's that gonna happen?
Like, how are we gonna get from A to B? Oh, this is so beautiful. I'm telling you. I told Scarlett, remember this moment, and when I talked to her, because I'm telling you, like, there's a reason why we're talking.
Yes.
There's a reason why we're all being brought together. So this is really, really powerful stuff.
Aww,
I'm glad you did it. I'm really glad.
Me too. I'm glad I pushed myself out of the comfort zone with technology. I knew it was going to be good. I knew I had to do it. I was like, I don't know how to Zoom, but I'll learn. Yeah, I'm so glad we do this. This is really powerful. Yeah, I look forward to talking to you again. I can't wait.
Yes, same here. All right. Well, I'm gonna let you go. I keep saying that. I'm really bad at that. I'm sorry.
Me too. I know when I coach, it goes almost 2 hours sometimes. Yeah, it happens.
Well, thank you so much for being here, and
Thank you for having me.
and have a really good day, a blessed day.
You too. Yeah, I look forward to your email. Bye to the viewers. Thank you for
Bye. Thank you for being here, everybody.
Hey no, hey no, hey no.